Aloha and good morning. We're going to continue our talks on the lecture series that we want to get into called fasting. And fasting, remember, can be anything you want to fast from. The best aggressive, but then again, the most integrative way to fast is to be able to block fast. Block fasting, of course, is going a series of days, at least 3. And block fasting is one of the best ways to be able to actually disconnect yourself from addictions that everybody has, because most people think they don't have addictions, but you have many. I had many. I still do. We all have addictions. Remember, addictions aren't all bad. Okay, some addictions are good. So, like addiction of taking care of yourself, the addictions of nourishing things, the addictions of just feeling in love with everything. Okay, those are good addictions. And the addiction of a lot of different thoughts that we have why we do what we do is a big question within ourselves. Okay, remember, fasting is going to disconnect you from your addictions, and most of your addictions are caused by parasites. So that's pretty easy to grasp, okay, when you understand the power of parasites, the power. So fasting now, what you're going to do is what I've done, and or what I try to share with people to recommend to do. Remember, it can be done a variety of different ways, but just to start to do a graduation of a 1-day fast is a big milestone. Okay, because once you do that, then you can keep on actually being more integrative with the true purpose and the therapy of fasting. Excuse me. In the car here, I have an air conditioner on here because if not, you can't hear the tires. So the positive ions really grab my throat. And that's another, of course, booby trap in trying to clean up your physiology and your act, is to make sure that you understand a lot of the toxicities where they're coming in. Okay, so fasting, what it does is it removes a lot of toxicity, so don't put it back in. So part of the awareness of a lifestyle is to be able to navigate where you need to go and where you should go based on the amount of knowledge and practice that you bring into your world. Because you can gain knowledge, but if you're not actually practicing it, then you're not gaining anything. Okay, so wisdom comes from practice. So fasting, real easy here, okay, is try to do a fast 1 day a week. 1 day, sort of like your church, okay, is going to be cleansed. And you're going to stop eating, and your body's going to just reverse its energy. It's going to switch its energy around. And when it does that, your body starts to go into a phase called, no glucose. No glucose, meaning that there's no sugar in your body, and it has to figure out other sources of fuel. The parasites that live in your body are going to go ahead and be the biggest obstacle that you'll ever have from doing a fast. The toxicity that comes out of your body when you get a fast is the turbulence that your body will feel, but the parasites will give you what will connect into your mind. You're going to have a lot of feelings in your mind that you need to have this or you need to have that. Your body, when it starts to detoxify, it starts to feel nauseated. It starts to, get sick. Maybe sitting on the toilet a long time, headache. Okay, these types of physical symptoms. But you'll have mental symptoms, and those, remember, observe. Those are your parasites. Very important to understand this. The parasites control our minds. Okay, they control a lot of our feelings. Our body complains a lot, and that's usually because it's becoming toxic, or because what lives inside us, which are the parasites besides us, they also control the areas that they live in. Okay, remember, when you fast, what you're going to do is you're going to start cutting off supply of fuel to creatures that live in the body. All creatures, everything, even you. So your body's smart enough to be able to feed upon itself, but the creatures inside, they're not going to get fed anymore, okay? At least for a short period of time. And you're going to feel their schism, okay? You're going to feel depressed, you're going to feel hollow, you're going to feel empty, you're going to feel frustrated, maybe disappointed, or little problems may turn into big problems, okay? Why? It's because the energy fields that are in your body with you, the parasites, if they're not getting fed, then you are feeling their frustration. You need to know that, okay? Don't cave in. Half of doing the fasting and breaking the spell of the parasites that control many of our thoughts, feelings, actions, desires. This is the best way and the only way I have found to be able to disconnect the parasite mind control, okay, that everybody has. And as good as these parasites are, remember, you will never know that this is happening to you. Until you disconnect yourself from these layers of control, you will never know that you are under control. Okay? You will never know that. Ever. It's a seamless system, meaning that you'll never be able to feel it. It's invisible. Once you disconnect and go through the disillusion, okay, the breakdown of the connection that the parasite has on us, you, me, everybody, is dependent on their connection of the fuel that they need to be able to keep their energy fields to a certain layer, and to keep your energy field at a certain layer. So when you fast, what you're doing is you're cutting off their fuel supply. Your fuel supply doesn't get cut off. It just switches over to eating itself, okay? Anything that's available, it'll use for energy. And of course, fasting doesn't mean that you're going to not have any liquids. You're going to flood your body with liquids. I'm drinking this liquid right now. This is a Camu Camu liquid, and this is what I call the immunity booster. And my drink has MSM, it has liquid minerals, magnesium, silica, distilled water, big spoon of Camu Camu, hibiscus flower water, and this is a beautiful drink. I just put it on YouTube. Look up Dr. Robert Cassar, Immune Booster, Camu Camu. And this is something really good, again, to add to your liquids. There's no sugar in here. I put a few drops of stevia to make it taste better. Remember, you can do fasts other than just doing them with just water. And that's what I want to get into. As long as you can break 1 day's worth of just really being true to yourself. You're going to say to yourself the night before that you're going to go 24 hours without whatever you're going to do. If it's without food, without meat, without sodas, without smoking, without doing something. But I want you to make yourself a promise that you're going to be able to do this. And how you beat your desires, your addictions, your parasites calling for food. Remember, cigarettes, when you feed them, they feed on tobacco, which is the nicotine. Okay, you're feeling their desire to feed. And when you fast, remember, when you need the field to feed, then you drink your liquids. Okay, variety of liquids. If you're just doing a water fast, then I would suggest doing it with distilled water. Works the best. And if you're going to start a fast, you want to start it on the new moon, not the full moon. The full moon, the parasites have the most power. That's why most people have a lot of addictions, more than any other time of the month when the moon is at its full cycle, when it's at its full power. Parasites have their full power at the full moon. You have your most power at the new moon, so this is the time to be able to do fasts. This is the time to be able to change things you want to change in your world that you don't like about your world. Do them on the new moon. Okay? Get that concept in your head one more time. It's real simple. Remember, full moon. is, remember, when all the crazies come out. If you worked in the emergency hospital, if you worked at the fire department, you'll notice that full moon comes around. Nobody wants to work that shift because it's going to be a full pack shift. I know, I used to work in the emergency hospital for several years. So the full moon makes all the undesirables, the bullies inside your body have the power that now they have over you. They live in dysfunction, they live in doubt, they live in sin, and live in adventure, in all different adrenaline, okay? This is the system. It feeds at this time when the full moon is out. It is true. Your whole power is to be able to disconnect your parasites that live inside you slowly, just like they went ahead and actually creeped up inside you. Learn the protocols, okay, a little bit at a time. Learn the skin cleaning protocols. Why? Because you want to get off billions of passengers off your skin. You'll be able to pass toxicity through your skin. You'll be able to put the correct lubricants and protectants on your skin. And you'll start to move around the lymph, and your body will start to actually be more conductive. More conductivity means that you'll feel better. Okay, so the fasting is basically putting in less toxicity, and opening up your skin is letting out toxicity, taking off toxicity off your skin, and then really rehydrating yourself daily and trying to really cut down on your calories. Okay, remember, most of this is what I'm going on in the first few lectures here, is to be able to get the mind straight. The only reason why you can't do the fast is not because your body can't do it. It could lock you up in a room for 30 days and just give you water, and after 30 days you'll love me, but the first 30 days you'll say, let me out of here, and you'll be bent out of shape. You won't die. Your body will just clean itself. Okay, and you can't do a one-day fast. Remember, people come up to the Hawaiian retreats we have here, our detox fasting retreats, and they do 7, 14, 21. We've had people do up to 30 days. Okay, medically supervised fasting. Very smart to disconnect yourself from whatever lives inside yourself so you can get your life back. What a concept. Okay, and all you have to do is be in the right environment. We have thousands of pounds of crystals around the house to be able to help you dissolve also and let go of the emotional body when the physical body is in emotional distress from not being fed. Okay, this works magically on people, and of course you're not going to be able to do this right off the bat, but this is why you do the intermittent fasting along the way for 2, 3, 4 months. It's really good for you to do this. Really calorie restrict your whole lifestyle for a while. Drink a lot more liquids. Okay, start to really wish upon the life you want to have. Wish upon the life you want to have. Remember, the problems that we all have are because the body controls the mind, and the mind's too weak to be able to not overcome the body's needs. Remember, if we are the earth steward of ourself, and we are our own physician and or doctor of ourselves, then we must practice and experiment on how to take back our power. Again, look in the mirror and see if you've got a infestation of different types of creatures we call body fat, live creatures. Okay, remember, the fasting is going to shrink them down. The fasting is going to rid toxicity of the body. The fasting is going to bring back your sanity slowly. Okay? Slowly, a little bit at a time. You don't get your sanity back all the time, very quickly. Some people do, but most people, it's a slow process to take back your power. It can be done. It is a slow process, but you have to really be guided and know that thousands of other people have already taken this course of self-treatment. Remember, it's not just fasting. That's how you get your sanity back. Okay, by taking down a lot of the different needy creatures, and I call the elusive characters that live inside our bodies. You'll see lots of pictures of parasites that will share with you what they look like. These are alien creatures, remember, that live inside our bodies, and they do control our nervous system and most of our thoughts. So you need to sort of get scared a little bit just to be able to understand, what we're all up against. We're all up against you can make a sort of a movie out of this. We're all up against a alien set of creatures that have crawled into sentient beings on planet Earth, and all of us are infected with these creatures living within our bodies, as we have no idea that they do. All sickness and all disease are mostly caused by these creatures, including mental illness, cancer, remember, the alien creatures. Stage 4 cancer is when these alien creatures eat us to death, and we get a nice dose of morphine to be able to not feel the pain of these creatures eating us to death. Remember, slow kill are the parasites, especially when you don't have the sense or the observations to be able to feel their calls when they call to feed inside you, to ask you to feed them. Eat some more. Okay? Have some more of this. I'm hungry again. Okay, these are the biggest reasons, okay, for you to want to be able to fast, want to be able to change your diet, is to just get back your life, to just really get back your life. I've got back mine, okay, and I've been in this business of health for over 30 years, okay, 35 years. And all I can tell you is that the number one picture that I found out, okay, in all of this is that we need to be able to learn how to take care of ourselves before we get sick, because once you get sick, and we're all sick to a certain layer, once you get sick though, okay, you're going to have to really figure out what to do. So just put your smart caps on for a little while, guys, and just know that you do have to change the oil in your car, and you do have to change the filters. Okay, and when you do this is something that you know that's right. Okay, so look at your body as a church, and this church needs to be cleaned. It needs to be really cleaned. And I'm talking about take all the elusive characters we call parasites out of the body, not kill them. You need to push them out. You need to be smart here. Okay, so we'll go into more of these different types of philosophies, but fasting, remember, 1 day a week. Okay? Try to fast until 12 o'clock every day with liquids. I also have my breakfast tea right here, you can see, and that's full of psyllium. It's got golden berries in there, psyllium powder, chia seeds, yerba mate, my minerals, okay, different types of really good cinnamon and nutmeg, okay, stevia, coconut oil, okay, terrain modify yourself, okay, breakfast tea, and then you have your liquids until at least 12. Try to do liquids until 3. And try to do that every day for a few weeks. And then when you do that, try to fast for 1 full day. 1 full day, just water, 24 hours. And then have don't gorge yourself after that. Try to stay away from sugar as much as you can, and just eat yourself a medium-sized meal and eat it very slow. Okay, give that a try. And I'm going to my stretch class right now. I'm late, so okay. Beautiful day in Hawaii. Look at these beautiful palm trees right here. And here's Hilo Bay. Okay, there we go. Aloha.